The power of autosuggestion. How to talk to your subconscious. Most people talk to themselves all day long without realizing it. The problem is not what they are talking. The problem is that they are doing it unconsciously. Autosuggestion is simply the act of speaking to your subconscious on purpose instead of by accident. Your subconscious is always listening. It listens when you complain. It listens when you worry. It listens when you replay the same story about why something won't work. It doesn't argue. It doesn't correct you. It records patterns and then it turns those patterns into behaviors. That means autosuggestion is not some special technique you switch on. You are already doing it. The only question is whether it's helping you or quietly sabotaging you. The subconscious mind does not respond to logic. You can logically explain why you should feel confident, calm, or capable, and still feel none of those things. That's because the subconscious does not learn through reasoning. It learns through repetition, emotion, tone, and familiarity. It absorbs what you say repeatedly, especially when emotion is involved. This is why casual self talk matters more than dramatic affirmations. If every day you say things like, I am bad at this never works for me, or I always mess things up, you are not just venting, you are giving instructions. The subconscious takes those instructions seriously because repetition tells it. This must be important. Autosuggestion works by deliberately feeding the subconscious new instructions consistently and calmly until they start to feel familiar. Familiar is the currency of the subconscious. What feels familiar feels safe. What feels safe gets repeated. One of the biggest misunderstandings about autosuggestion is that it's about forcing positivity. It's not. The subconscious rejects anything that feels fake or threatened. If you repeat statements that strongly contradict your current belief system, your mind pushes back. That pushback is not failure, it's feedback. Effective autosuggestion works within your nervous system's comfort zone. It feels neutral to gently positive, not exaggerate or dramatic. The goal is not to convince, the goal is to normalize. For example, if you don't believe, I am extremely confident, your subconscious will resist it. But a statement like, I'm learning to feel more confident in my own way, is easier to accept. Over time, what was once neutral becomes believable. What becomes believable starts shaping behavior. Another key element is tone. The subconscious responds more to how something is said than what is said. Harsh, demanding inner talk creates resistance. Calm, steady language creates openness. Think of how you would speak to a child learning something new. That tone works better with the subconscious than pressure or criticism. Timing also matters. The subconscious is more repetitive when the conscious mind is relaxed. Early morning, just after waking up, and night, just before sleep, are powerful windows. In these moments, the analytical mind is quieter and the suggestions pass through more easily. This is why many practices use repetition during these times. Emotion strengthens autosuggestion, but not intense emotion. Safety is more important than excitement. When you repeat suggestions while feeling calm, grounded, or slightly hopeful, the subconscious registers them as stable information. Stability creates trust. Repetition is what builds belief, not force, not intensity, not perfect wording. Repetition. Saying something once does nothing. Saying it daily, gently, begins to shift internal dialogue. Over time, the new voice becomes louder than the old one. It is important to understand that autosuggestion is not about controlling thoughts. Thoughts will still arise. Old patterns may still show up. That does not mean the process isn't working. It means you are rewiring layers that were built over years. The subconscious changes through exposure, not eradication. One of the simplest forms of autosuggestion is identity based language. The subconscious pays close attention to how you describe yourself. I am the kind of person who is a powerful structure. It speaks directly to identity, which is the deepest layer of behavior. When identity shifts, actions follow naturally. Another effective method is pairing suggestions with actions. When words and behavior align, the subconscious updates faster. Even small actions reinforce new suggestions. This creates internal coherence, which the brain loves. Autosuggestion also works through questions. The subconscious responds well to questions because questions activate search mode, asking how can this be easier or what's one small step that I can take. Gently directs attention without resistance. The answers don't always arrive consciously, but behavior starts shifting anyway. It's also important to be patient. Autosuggestion is not instant transformation, it's gradual alignment. The subconscious doesn't change because you demand it, it changes because it starts to trust the new information you are feeding it. You will notice subtle changes first, less resistance, slightly different reactions, a pause where there used to be a reflex. These are signs of rewiring. Progress here is quiet, not dramatic. Another mistake people make is stopping too soon. They repeat something for a few days, don't feel different, and quiet. But remember, the subconscious learned old patterns through years of repetition. It updates through consistent exposure, not quick bursts of effort. Autosuggestion works best when it becomes part of daily life, not a separate ritual you overthink. The most powerful suggestions are often the simplest ones repeated calmly over time. The goal is not to control your mind. The goal is to befriend it. When the subconscious feels respected and safe, it cooperates. When it feels pressured or attacked, it resists. You are already talking to your subconscious every day through your inner dialogue, your reactions, your assumptions, and your self description. Learning autosuggestion means learning to speak more intentionally. When you change how you talk to yourself, you change what your mind believes is possible. When beliefs change, behavior follows. This is the real power of autosuggestion.